Hola niños, ¿cómo están? Soy Profe Carrie. Estoy muy bien, estoy muy bien. Couple things, I sent out an email to you guys regarding the submitted late work. So we're going to really adhere to those due dates. You have an allowance of 1 week after those submitted due dates to get the work in. Anything after that is not going to be allowed. So we're going to really adhere to those unless special circumstances come up, which of course they do for people. So communicate with me if there's, an absolute emergency going on, and we can work through that. But otherwise, we're going to really adhere to those due dates and the 1 week grace period. One other thing that needs to be addressed is the retake issue, the retake policy. Sometimes I will ask that you do a retake, and in which case that is not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm more or less addressing the request retake issues. I'm going to send out an email immediately after this recording that will address the policy for that, and that will be a hard copy type of update for what kind of steps you can take if you want to make a petition for a retake. So let's go ahead and talk about content this week. A couple different things on pronunciation. The double L in Espanol, let's see here if I can get my piece of paper up here for you. The double L in Espanol is pronounced like the ya in Inglés. Entonces, anytime you see words like this, it's me llamo or ella. It's not the L sound like we like to think in Inglés, right? Because no es la clase de Inglés, es la clase de Español. And then also this N down here, this little sign on the top is called a tilde, and it also has the Y sound like you would hear an onion. So that word here is not Nina, no, it's niño. And you just kind of have to get that pronunciation practice. So feel free to, go for it a little bit on your own. Nya, nya, niña. So that is not a natural sound for us, but that's what that sound is. And then another word that you haven't, or another type of tip that I can give you, you guys are going to be learning the alphabet this week. And there's a tip that we can learn to know how to pronounce our words in Espanol, and it's the vowels. All of the vowels have the same sound always, and no matter what word they have, you say each vowel and they're pronounced exactly the same. So, entonces, I'm going to say the English letters so that you know what they are. Let me see if I can't get my piece of paper out here for you guys. So we have the symbols are the same, right? They look the same. The A, however, in Inglés, in Español, se pronuncia A. And then the E in Inglés se pronuncia E. And then E, O, U. Now, it's hard for us as English learners to switch our brains when we see this letter here, the English I. It's not I, se pronuncia E. So not only when you're addressing, like spelling a word, this is how you say the letters, but more importantly, it's when you see them in words, that is how each letter always sounds. And it's a real good tip, and I'm going to put it up on the website so that it'll be a little bit more comprehensive for you guys to have a place to look and confirm. And then, of course, your lessons coming up for this week will give you a little bit more help on the pronunciation. And we also learned about nouns these last couple weeks, talking about gender. All of the nouns in Español have gender. Entonces, tenemos masculinos y femeninos, masculine and feminine nouns, and that directly affects our choice of articles, and also it directly affects our choice of adjectives. So as we learned in some of our lessons, the articles are dependent on what type of noun it is. El is a matter of masculine singular, and then la is feminine singular, and then those also change to plural. So there's two different things going on. We've got masculine and feminine, and we also have singular and plural, and that affects both the articles, regular or definite and indefinite, and it also directly affects your adjectives. So there's a matching thing always going on between all of those different elements. Here, my example, this was one of the words that you did in your lesson. When your noun ends in a consonant, you do have to add that E on the end to turn it into a plural. The other example you had in your lesson was borrador, singular, pero cuando usamos como plural, se dice borradores. So you have to add that E on the end. Most of our words, a lot of our words, are already ending in a vowel, una vocal. So when the word automatically ends in a vowel, all you need to do is add that S on the end to turn it into a plural. And then getting to our adjectives also have that matching agreement between gender and plural. So the gender of your words matches your adjective. So if you have a feminine word, that A, your adjective also has to have an A. Same for the O of the masculine indicator, that adjective is going to end in O. And then that goes back to also our singular and plural. If you have a plural noun, your adjective also has to be plural. So your adjectives match in both gender and number. So singular, plural, masculine, or feminine will always be something that we're going to be looking for in our nouns. You guys are going to be learning about pronouns this week. You're also going to be learning the alphabet and números, los números. So I'm going to keep some more information posted on my website to give us a place to just confirm our content that you're learning in PowerSpeak. There already is a couple different sites that I have linked up to the content blog for El Alfabeto. I would highly recommend checking those out. And yeah, we'll keep it coming. And then just one other quick thing that you guys learned about Mexico. I just wanted to share a little bit of my own experience with that. I was a teacher there for a couple years, and it's just an amazing country, an absolutely amazing country. Even though it's part of North America, and we certainly have rich traditions in parts of our own country that have been influenced by Mexico, I just can't tell you enough what an amazing country is, and I know that you learned a little bit about it. I would highly encourage more study of it, more study about it, and I will also be able to share more of my personal teaching experiences there with the different estudiantes mexicanos. It was just absolutely amazing. So thank you much. I hope that you guys have a great Saturday, and entonces, let's practice some of our goodbyes. Yo puedo decir adiós or chao, hasta luego, hasta pronto, hasta mañana. Tomorrow, no, I'm not really going to see you, but it's one of our practices for goodbyes. Entonces, adiós chicos.